Welcome back everybody, I'm Jaran Gerber, your host, and today I'm going to react to a video called You'll Never Look Land of the Lost the Same Way Ever Again. Now for new updates and content you can visit the links in the description down below, and let's get started. Enjoy.
The land of the lost.
Remember tumbling down that waterfall with the Marshalls every Saturday morning? That bizarre prehistoric adventure hid real terror and adult-level sci-fi ideas. Today you're getting 10 wild facts that will change how you see those 3 moons forever.
I wonder why he's so grumpy.
It's not that he's so grumpy, but he's got to eat to survive.
Yeah, he doesn't care water.
Number 10. The Throatless Terror. Ever notice something off about Grumpy's big moment? That iconic intro where the T-Rex lunges at the camera lens became burned into our collective memory banks, replaying in our nightmares for decades. But it also preserved the show's most visible blooper for all eternity. When those massive jaws snap shut on screen, you can see straight through the puppet's head. No throat, no internal structure, just a hollow cavity staring back at you like the universe's worst-kept secret. It's like discovering the wizard behind the curtain, except the curtain is a dinosaur's esophagus and your childhood innocence. The production team probably hoped young viewers would be too terrified to notice the technical shortcuts, too busy hiding behind couch cushions to catch the blooper. Spoiler alert, we were terrified, but some of us still noticed.
Where's Daddy? Hey, you're only gonna get germs that way.
Number 9. Dad pulled the ultimate Irish goodbye. Here's the plot twist that blindsided an entire generation of kids and probably needed its own therapy episode. Rick Marshall, the family's resourceful father, moral compass, and supposed protector, actually made it home, but he bailed on his own children to do it. In the Season 3 premiere, he accidentally triggered a pylon portal that zapped him back to Earth solo, stranding Will and Holly in Dinosaur Land with Uncle Jack. And Uncle Jack? He conveniently stumbled through the gateway moments after Rick vanished, like some cosmic game of tag where the stakes are abandonment issues. Imagine explaining that parenting decision at the family reunion back on Earth. The show treated it like a necessary sacrifice, a heroic twist of fate. But let's be honest, Dad basically won the interdimensional lottery and cashed his ticket without telling the kids they weren't coming along for the ride.
Holly! Chaka, come here!
Number 8. The time loop that broke our brains. Saturday morning cartoons weren't supposed to introduce existential paradoxes that would haunt philosophy majors for decades to come. The episode Circle dropped a reality-shattering revelation that belonged in a graduate seminar, not between toy commercials. The dimensional portal that trapped the Marshall family was opened by future Rick Marshall himself, completing a causality loop that made grown-ups reach for aspirin. He created the very disaster he was trying to prevent, locking his family in an inescapable time loop of his own making, like some tragic Greek hero. This wasn't Scooby-Doo solving mysteries with a rubber mask and a meddling janitor. This was predestination paradox theory served alongside your Fruity Pebbles, making 8-year-olds question free will before they could even spell it. The show basically said, "Here's some bootstrap paradox for breakfast, kids. Enjoy," and moved on like it was no big deal.
Do you think that tunnel could lead to the lost city?
I don't know, Will.
Number 7. The monster with a tragic backstory. Those hissing nightmare-fueled Sleestack weren't born evil. They fell from grace harder than any villain origin story modern streaming services could cook up with unlimited budgets. The reptilian terrors stalking ancient temples were actually the devolved descendants of the Altrusians, a once peaceful civilization that rivaled any sci-fi utopia you could imagine. They lost control over their emotions and intelligence over generations, devolving into the aggressive creatures hunting the Marshalls through crumbling ruins of their own former glory. The character Enoch served as their tragic messenger, a time-displaced Altrusian who represented everything his species once was before their catastrophic fall from enlightenment. He walked among the ruins of his people's achievements, watching his descendants hiss and hunt. Turns out the real monsters were the friends we made along the evolutionary downgrade, and that backstory hit harder than most primetime dramas managed.
I have a tentative solution.
What?
if I can prevent you from being transported here.
Number 6. They built a language from scratch. Those grunts and squeaks from the Pakuni weren't just voice actors improvising around the craft services table between donut breaks. The production hired Victoria Fromkin, an actual linguist with academic credentials, to construct a fully functional language based on West African speech patterns and linguistic principles. This wasn't gibberish. It was a consistent vocabulary system with grammar rules that dedicated viewers could theoretically learn and translate across episodes like some prehistoric Rosetta Stone. While other shows were phoning in alien dialogue with random syllables and calling it a day, Land of the Lost treated world-building with the seriousness of a Tolkien novel, complete with linguistic authenticity. The Pakuni could hold genuine conversations with syntactic structure, and somewhere out there, a superfan probably still remembers how to ask for directions to the nearest pylon or negotiate for fruit. That's the kind of commitment to detail that separated Saturday morning gold from Saturday morning filler.
Dad. Do you think that tunnel could lead to the Lost City?
Number 5. The Faceless Farewell. Hollywood contract disputes have produced some creative character exits over the decades, but Rick Marshall's departure deserves its own Hall of Fame plaque. Spencer Milligan walked off the show before season 3 over a merchandising payment dispute. Specifically, he wanted his fair cut of those lunchbox and action figure profits that were flying off store shelves. Rather than recast the role or write a proper send-off befitting the show's hero, the production filmed his exit using a stand-in wearing a wig, shot entirely from behind like some bargain basement witness protection program. The hero who taught his kids survival skills and mastered alien technology disappeared into a portal without showing his face one final time to say goodbye. It's the entertainment equivalent of breaking up via text message, except the text is a wig on a faceless body double, and the breakup happens in an alternate dimension. Fans deserved better, and so did Rick Marshall, but Hollywood budgets had other plans.
Farewell, my friend.
Number 4. When the network said, ease up. Season 1 hit different because it genuinely didn't coddle its young audience with sugarcoating or happy endings. The survival stakes felt real, the danger palpable, and the dramatic weight matched shows aimed at adults dealing with actual consequences. Then the network's standards department noticed kids were maybe getting a little too traumatized by their Saturday morning entertainment, writing concerned letters and having nightmares. The directive came down from executive offices to lighten the tone, dial back the intensity, and the show's gritty edge gradually dulled into something safer and more conventional with each passing episode. It's like watching a wolf get domesticated into a golden retriever. Still lovable and entertaining, but you miss that primal intensity that made your heart race and your palms sweat. The show that once made you fear for fictional lives became the show that made you comfortable, and something essential got lost in translation. That first season remains the gold standard precisely because it refused to play safe.
Are you both okay? Stay close to me.
Number 3. The coolest vehicle had no wheels. Forget the Batmobile or KITT. The most powerful technology in this world came in the form of mysterious golden obelisks called pylons that redefined what adventure gear could be. These reality-bending structures were somehow larger inside than outside, defying physics in ways that would make TARDIS engineers jealous, housing matrix tables filled with colored crystals that Rick Marshall learned to manipulate through trial and dangerous error. Control the right sequence, and you could alter weather patterns, manipulate time itself, and maybe, just maybe, find a portal home to the world you left behind. It gave the humans a technological advantage over prehistoric predators without a single laser gun or futuristic weapon in sight, just knowledge and pattern recognition. The pylons proved that the ultimate power-up isn't firepower or brute strength. It's understanding the cheat codes to reality itself and having the courage to input the right combination. That concept alone elevated the show from dinosaur adventure to genuine science fiction with philosophical weight.
What is that thing, Dad?
Looks like a Tyrannosaurus. Haven't seen anything like that on Earth before.
Number 2. Holly Marshall, Dinosaur Whisperer. While Rick built defenses and Will learned survival tactics in this hostile prehistoric nightmare, Holly Marshall became the show's emotional core by doing something radical for the era, showing compassion to the creatures around her instead of just fearing them. She famously adopted a baby brontosaurus nicknamed Dopey as her personal pet, proving that even in a land of carnivorous nightmares and daily survival challenges, kindness had measurable value beyond simple sentiment. She also served as the primary bridge to the Pakuni tribe, building relationships and communication channels where her father saw only obstacles and potential threats to manage. In a show ostensibly about conquering a hostile environment through strength and ingenuity, Holly demonstrated that understanding and empathy could be just as powerful as Rick's makeshift weapons and defensive strategies. She was the diplomat we needed in a world built for warriors, the heart in a landscape of teeth and claws. Her approach proved that survival doesn't always mean domination. Sometimes it means coexistence, and that lesson resonated deeper than any action sequence could.
Now this looks like a pretty safe place to stay until we find out where we are or how to get back home.
Number 1. The Army of Three that fooled everyone. The Sleestak armies felt endless in our childhood memories. Those reptilian hordes seemed to lurk around every corner, hissing through temple corridors in overwhelming numbers that spelled certain doom. The production secret that shatters that illusion? There were exactly 3 Sleestak costumes in existence, total, for the entire series run. Budget constraints meant the same trio of performers had to create the illusion of an entire civilization through clever editing, looped footage, and strategic camera angles that would make Hitchcock proud. Those terrifying chase sequences where the marshals fled from dozens of attackers were actually just 3 guys in rubber suits filmed from multiple angles and spliced together seamlessly. It's the ultimate smoke and mirrors magic trick, proving that limitation breeds creativity when talented editors get desperate. Those 3 Sleestak worked overtime to haunt your nightmares on a shoestring budget that would embarrass modern student films, yet they succeeded spectacularly. They became an army through nothing but clever filmmaking and our willingness to believe.
Hey, I don't know if it's broken or not. It may only get fractured.
Can you do anything?
Bonus fact: you never left Earth. Or did you? Here's the mindbender that recontextualizes everything you thought you knew about the show's premise. Despite all those dinosaurs suggesting prehistoric time travel, the Marshall family never went back in time at all. They're trapped in a pocket universe, an enigmatic zone completely separate from Earth's timeline, operating under entirely different physical laws and cosmic rules. The proof appears in the very first episode when Rick spots 3 moons hanging in the alien sky. A detail easy to miss, but absolutely crucial to understanding. Those weren't Earth's prehistoric skies. They were somewhere else entirely, a parallel dimension where evolution took different paths and reality bent in unfamiliar directions. The show let viewers assume dinosaurs equals the past, while quietly establishing science fiction concepts that would make quantum physicists nod approvingly over their morning coffee. That waterfall didn't take them back through time. It took them sideways into something far stranger and more complex, a place where the rules of our universe simply didn't apply. The Land of the Lost wasn't about history. It was about exploring the impossible made tangible. So there you have it, 10 facts plus a bonus about the show that made Saturday mornings feel genuinely dangerous and unpredictable in the best possible way. From budget constraints creating cinematic illusions that fooled millions to PhD-level linguistics hiding in children's programming, Land of the Lost respected its audience enough to leave them slightly traumatized and thoroughly entertained without apology. Which fact hit you hardest? The throatless T-Rex ruining movie magic forever? Or discovering Dad abandoned his kids in Dinosaur World for a solo trip home? Those are the episodes that stuck with us. The ones that quietly fueled the worst nightmares long after the TV was off. Until next time, and remember, there are only 3 of them, so we should be fine. Probably. Maybe check behind you just in case.
So that was You'll Never Look Land of the Lost the Same Way Again. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I must say these were very interesting facts, and the one that really stood out for me was that they had to create a brand new language from scratch for those characters. That is pure genius. The one that really took me by surprise is the fact that the father left his family in that prehistoric era. Seriously, that is really selfish. But it is part of the story and it is what it is. You can clearly see the stop motion animation for those dinosaurs. And it was pretty big for its era, and the viewers today would look at it and say, oh man, that is silly. But it was so ahead of its time. Nevertheless, I've got the entire series, still have to watch it, and whenever I get time, I'll do it. And a word of wisdom for today. If you are a prehistoric era buff, then Land of the Lost is for you. Have a blessed day, Father, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.